Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. It's Denise DiGrigoli, the talk show host of The Drive. It's how you feel your mind, your body, your spirit, and we're so thankful that you come here on Tuesdays and share this time together. We always start the show off with a mindful minute. So I was thinking as I was flying home from Las Vegas and I was reading my speaker magazine, and it came up upon this suggested app called the Pomodoro app. Maybe you should check it out. And it reminded me of a time when Troy and I were first dating, and we actually had a crazy timer. We had to have the crazy timer because it was back in the days when, you know, cellular phones were like $1 a minute. And he lived in New York and I lived in Connecticut, and we talked for like over $300 probably every night. So we got the Pomodoro tomato, this is the ladybug now from home, to keep the bill down. And this app was recommending to do things in 25-minute increments. It was developed by Francisco Cirillo in the 1980s. So the idea was if you clocked yourself at 25 minutes, you could be more productive. And then you gave yourself, oh, there's the tomato. That's the original tomato timer that Troy and I had. What I like about the idea and Francisco's formal theology behind it is when you apply some tacticalness, you know I like that from writing things down in the daily drive, it makes you a little more accountable. It takes you out of, yes, of course we have the timers on our phones and we can use the apps and that's great, but what I like about the old-fashioned timer is there's a little engagement there. And you kind of put yourself into that mindset of, geez, I'm gonna get this done in 25 minutes. Let's see how productive I can be. And then the reward of the 5 or 10 minute, chill out, maybe look at your Instagram account, maybe make a call, whatever you've got to do to kind of reward yourself for that focused time. And I know as an entrepreneur, all my things kind of roll into each other. I was just telling my friend here behind the scenes, it's kind of like you're the entrepreneur hamster on the hamster wheel. You're just going too fast, too quick, and you're not giving yourself enough time to be productive because one thing rolls into the next. So for today, I know everyone says, oh, Denise, sometimes you got to give me an app idea. That's the app idea. Try pomodoro.cc. It's for free. It's kind of cool. You can see there's my list. Create the mindful minute, send Han the info for the show, ride my bike for 30 minutes, call the peeps about next Wednesday's talk, and prep for the talk. And you know what? When I actually used this morning, I got most of those things done, minus I had a call in the middle of the bike ride. Okay, that's the mindful minute, friends. Remember, when you tune in to the Daily Drive, it's how you feel your mind, your body, your spirit that creates the life you live. We're so happy that we can help inspire and motivate you here. Thanks for the pit stop. We'll be right back with a really exciting guest. Thanks for.
Bankwell combines the best personalized service with high-tech banking features for our customers' convenience. We pride ourselves on being a strong community partner. You don't settle for average in anything else you do. Why settle for an average bank? Don't just bank when you can bank well instead. Visit mybankwell.com for more. Manfredi New Canaan is celebrating 3 exceptional years selling Rolex watches and fine jewelry to the Fairfield County community. We appreciate all our loyal clients and look forward to welcoming and helping you discover the perfect gift to celebrate life's most important occasions.
At InSports Trumbull, the game is always on inside. Registration is now open for our fitness training programs for high school athletes. The InSports Performance Center is offering blast speed classes, athletic functional movement assessments, and both men's and women's elite speed and strength training. Our premier programs help bring athletes to the next level. Call 203-268-1214 for more information. Like and follow us on Facebook.
Now teeing off, Paul Miller from Miller Nissan in Fairfield.
Excuse me, Mr. Miller. What about my new Sentra?
Right now, lease a 2017 Sentra S for only $97 a month.
He is never going to retire. Voted Best Gourmet to Go in Fairfield County, Palmer's extensive menu offers everything you'll need to make your next event easy and delicious. Whether you're hosting a small get-together or planning a large celebration, they've got you covered breakfast through dessert. Order online at palmersdarien.com or call 203-655-2077. Voted best.
Welcome back, everybody. We're on The Drive. It's how you fuel your mind, your body, your spirit that creates the life you live. From L.A. to Shark Tank, now in Connecticut, we have Billy Blanks Jr. in the house. Welcome.
Hello,
this is so exciting.
Thank you. Hello.
Celebrity, fitness celebrity, help me with the word. Thank you. Director. Producer.
Yeah.
And you're going to be at the Connecticut
Stanford Health and Wellness event. I'm so excited. It's an event that I've been doing now for 3 years. And it's actually why I now live here. You know, I was brought here by the creator of it, Tamara Kettler. And from there, you know, I just met different people and connected with the East Coast.
We drew you back to the East Coast, I heard.
Here, yes.
But tell us a little bit about, so our guests understand, your dad, Billy Blanks, was the founder of Taibo. You have been in fitness your entire life.
Yes, I've been in fitness for my entire life since I was a kid.
And you're like a serial entrepreneur.
Yes.
You've been on Shark Tank.
Yep.
So take us back to the very beginning. Where did you get that chutzpah from, other than, of course, your dad?
So, of course, from my dad and also my mom. People don't know my mom is the silent one behind the scenes. They both created their Taibo workout together. And I did it growing up. And just growing up, I loved to dance. That was something that I always loved to do. But at the time, it was not considered a workout. So my dad would have me teach. I was teaching at 11, 12 years old. And I would get up and teach, and a disco song would come on, and I would just break into dance. Yeah. And he would be like, "Stop that! What are you doing that for? That's not a workout. What are you doing?" And because it wasn't at
that
the
wasn't
time,
the real workout back then.
Yeah, you know, back in that day, if you weren't like doing this crazy, you know, type thing and running, people didn't consider it a workout. If you're having fun and you're smiling, then it wasn't a workout. But I always knew enough. In my head, I'm like, but I'm sweating just the same. The only difference is I'm smiling, and I always knew that. But it was back and forth, and so you know, I kind of went away from it a little bit, but always kept dancing my body. I was mentored by Paula Abdul.
I know. I mean, the celebrity lineup. Britney Spears, Alicia Keys, Paula Abdul, Madonna.
I worked with so many different celebrities. And so what happened was I wasn't a professionally trained dancer. I just loved doing it. You know what I mean? But I always kept it in my bones and my body. I started in Fame, the musical, and did that for a while. And then it's funny, my dad was doing the Oprah show. And he was on for about 5 days, and I remember it was like a pivotal moment for me. He was on for 5 days, and her whole staff loved it. And Oprah did it for the 5 days, and she did it, and at the end,
she was doing Taibo?
Yes.
Okay.
And I heard her say, "This is too hard for me. I quit." I heard her say it, and so in my head I was like, "Wow, well, who gets her?" I said,
"You had an epiphany." Yeah.
And so for me, I was like, I want to create something that makes working out fun. You know, and so then from there, I kind of went on my mission, and with my ex-wife at the time, we made our first workout, which was called karaoke, which was like a karaoke singing while you move kind of workout. A lot of fun. We were on the Ellen show. And then from there, I went into going, I want to create a dance workout that kind of creates it so it makes it so everybody can dance. If somebody is not a dancer, it's not about that. It's about just putting on music, having fun, and moving and sweating and having a good time. So I started to design that. But nobody knows how hard it is to create a workout. It's not that simple. You have to get gyms to want to take it. You have to get teachers to want to teach it.
Yeah.
And so there's all this stuff. And so while I was doing that, it really started to create a struggle for me. You know, and at the time, you know, my dad really, him and I, our relationship had kind of gone in a different direction. So it wasn't something that he would, you know, was supportive of at the time.
Because maybe he didn't believe in it, right? He wanted the old-fashioned workout.
And it just wasn't supportive. You know, since then, everything's good. We've reconciled. My dad
teaches at my studio. Everything is good now, right?
All is great. But at the time, he just wasn't that supportive at the time. And so it's really funny. My ex-wife, my son and I were struggling. And my son and I were watching the show Shark Tank. And I remember, you know, him watching, and we're watching. It was something we watch all the time religiously. And he was like, "Dad, you need to go on this show." And I was like, "Really? With this fitness thing? I've never seen them do fitness." I'm like, "No, you know." And we were homeless at the time. We were teaching our program and did not have a home. We were living in the motel that was connected to where we taught the class. And
that must have been hard.
It was very hard because.
How'd you explain that to your son coming out of that celebrity? Now we're in the hotel.
And what's worse is we adopted him out of the foster care system, so we're trying to get him out of a bad way and to give him a better life. And now we're struggling trying to make ends meet, and it was really difficult. I was working 3 jobs. I was working at Home Depot. I was managing a restaurant, teaching classes because that was my love. But it's not a huge paycheck. You know
what I'm hearing is you were passionate and you kept going no matter what.
Kept going. Well, there's a couple of things that happened. So the first time I was doing it, before the Shark Tank thing, I was teaching classes, and on one of the days I was like, I can't keep doing this. I'm not, I'm not making enough. I feel like I'm not providing for my wife at the time and son. And so I remember the day that I wanted to go in and say, this is my last class. I went in, taught the class. This woman comes up to us, and she was like, I just want to thank you for this class. She said, I hope you never stop teaching this. And in my head, I'm like, little do you know.
Today's the last day.
And so then she looks at me and she pulls up her sleeve and she goes, I'm a cutter. And she shows all these deep gouges in her arm. She said, and something about this class makes me not want to do that. She said, it makes me feel so good that I don't want to do that. And so something in me was like, oh my God, I have to keep going forward. I know the importance of it, because our, Dance It Out, the workout I design is not just to be in shape. It's so that if you're having a bad week, a bad day, you can come in and just move and have fun and forget about it and go start your week off positively. And that's what I love about your show, being mental, spiritual, it's all of that. That's what I've designed.
Gotta fuel yourself, baby. Gotta fuel it.
And so that happened. Then we saw Shark Tank, and my son was like, go on. I applied. People don't realize the long process to get on. It's not just that you call and they put you on the show. You have to audition several times over. And
in front of the Sharks?
No, you audition for a director first, and then the producers. Then you go back in months later for the network. Once you pass that, then they bring about 100 companies in. And even if you get a deal and they pick 45 companies, you're still not guaranteed to be on an episode. And so there's all of these steps that you have to go through.
Oh, you could get a deal with not even being on.
And not being on the show. And so I've gone in, I did the thing, and I've done TV my whole life, and I don't really get nervous. It's not something that happens to me. I don't get nervous through TV. But finally, we're doing the episode, and it's just like you see. It's not, show is not fake at all. You walk down that long thing going toward the Sharks.
Were you nervous?
Was not nervous at all. I was ready. I was like, I'm raring to go. But what they do is very clever, because once you do the long walk and they open the door and you face the Sharks, they tell you, just stand there before you start your pitch. It's called the stare down. And we'll tell you to start talking when it's time to start talking. So I'm thinking, fine, okay, I decided I want to look at each one of the Sharks so I can see who they are, so they can see who I am. And they open the doors, and it's the first time I'm like, oh my God, that's really them. I see them. And I walk forward, and I just do the stare, and I look at each one of them, go down the line, and then I'm like, okay, let's start my speech. I'm ready. And then they go, hold. So I'm like, okay. And so they go, just keep staring. And so they're all going, staring at you. And I'm standing there going, I want to talk. And so I go back down the line, and I look at each one of them, and I'm like, okay, let's start. And they're like, hold. And so I'm just sitting there, and they're all just glaring at me. So I went from
how many minutes was that? Like 2 minutes?
It felt like it was 2 minutes, but it was probably like 50 seconds. But even then, I thought it was going to be 10 seconds. You know what I mean? Because you're trying to remember what you have to say. And so by that time, I went from not being nervous to that all of a sudden my mouth was going, doing this like shake thing. Everything was happening. So I start off, it was crazy. So then I start off my speech, and as a performer, I kind of know how to get that together. So I'm so lucky, because most other entrepreneurs, they don't know how to get through those kind of nerves, and that's when they attack, And so for me, I started shaking.
You tried not to be real shark bait at that point.
Yes, and so I was starting getting nervous, and what the biggest mistake I made was I started introducing. I brought people to come work out with me, and I knew all their names, and I was like, and today I brought with me, and I turned around and was like, who are these people? I can't remember their names.
In the same way I couldn't say whatever before.
So then I look, and I'm like, and I went, real people. I felt so stupid, because these were two students that had lost all this weight with me and all this stuff. But that was, once I did that, I kind of got myself together. And once I got Mark Cuban and Damon, all them up dancing and stuff like that, then I was okay, And so long story short, with the show, I made history in the show because they don't leave the tank. And I ended up saying no to the deal, and Damon came and got me and said, I want you to take this deal. And so I took the deal, and we were all crying. It was very emotional.
Was the deal good to this day?
Yeah, the deal was great. I can say that show has changed my life. What people don't know is they see the show and they go, because it kind of looks like I'm a little confused about the deal. I wasn't. What happened was in the show, they wanted me to partner with Zumba. And I kept saying, but that's two different brands. I worked so hard to separate myself from my dad and from Zumba. I don't want to partner with them because, they're their own thing, And so I tried to explain that. And so it kind of looks like I didn't understand the deal, but I truly did. But in the end, I ended up taking it. They called Zumba. Zumba's like, no, that's our competitor. We're not going to partner with them, but good luck to them, And so Mark and Damon still went forward and worked with me, which has been great and changed my life. I went from having 2 teachers to having 1,000 in America, probably 1,200 in Japan. We have teachers in Taiwan, Germany, Mexico.
So, the drive is about getting someone out of their comfort zone, moving someone forward. So where would you tell someone that's stuck almost homeless or homeless. From that experience, what would you say? What advice would you tell them to move them forward?
I would say,
was there a magic pill here?
So there was a few different things for me. I would say, you know, like, first of all, you can never give up. You never know if things change in such an instant. I mean, you know, when there was one moment when we went from Christmas to our power was turned off. And we had no lights. I had done the Shark Tank thing and known that I was going to be on the show. We couldn't tell anybody because contractually you can't. And I wanted to give up. I was like, I just can't. I can't do this.
I'm not even
anymore.
going on the show.
I know we already did the show, but we were waiting. You know, it doesn't air until 6 months after.
Okay.
So I couldn't talk about it. I couldn't. It wasn't. Nothing was helping until that time happens, and we had no power in our house. It was freezing, probably the coldest winter California had had. And I had a weak moment and went in my garage, and I was just crying my eyeballs out, going, "Gosh, I'm trying to provide for my son, for my ex-wife. I'm trying to provide, and I'm just not able to provide, doing what I love doing. But I know I'm supposed to do this. What is going on?" You know, and it's funny because my son is always the one who just is led by something. Because I walked in the house and tried to not show him any tears, anything, so he didn't know anything was going on. And he was like, "Dad, I just want you to know, if we don't have any lights, don't have any Christmas presents, don't have anything, all I want to be is with you and with Mom, and I'm happy." And so for me, it taught me something to go, stop thinking about this other stuff right now, because it was the closest we'd ever gotten, you know, especially with me and my son.
Isn't that a powerful story?
It's
wow,
so powerful.
congratulations.
For me, it taught me so much just to keep moving forward, because it's something that in your head you feel like, God, this is the worst, and it does get better. It does get better.
Speaks volumes about who you are as a parent.
And thank you. And you have to have value. That's another thing I can say Shark Tank taught me, is that I used to do so much for free. Not that you can't do things for free. It's wonderful to volunteer and to do that. That's not my point. But I never valued myself. And one of the things that Mark Cuban taught me is I was doing a speaking engagement, and it's funny, it was for a university. And they used to offer me, you know, okay, we're going to pay you $2,000 to speak or whatever. And I thought, whoa, this is great. And he was like, you have to start valuing yourself. Now you've been on TV, you've done this. This is later on. And one of my biggest lessons was I, you know, got offered to speak at a college. And he was like, they offered me $5,000. And he's like, no, you can ask for more. You've done more now, you've done this, whatever. And I'm like, well, I don't think so. I don't know. And he's like, trust me, just do it. And
this
so
was Mark Cuban?
Yes. Okay.
Wow.
And Damon, they both give the same advice. And so I literally go and I send the email going, I'm going to do it for X amount of dollars. You know, it was quadruple what they were offering me. And I'm like, this is bad. This is bad. And I press send. And as I press send, I'm literally like going, okay, now retyping an email going, you know what, it's okay. I'll just do it for what you told me. And as I'm typing that email, an email comes in, accepted. And I was like, and I just sat there, again, I'm a big wussy, I weep. And so I just cried like, oh my goodness. And so it taught me, you have to value yourself. You have to know when you can volunteer and do wonderful things, but when you can also go, they can pay you. It's okay to value what you do. You know what I mean? And
well, you also had a lot of intellectual property and tenacity and built like something that people would value.
That they wanted. But I didn't know, you know, I'm so busy doing the grind and struggling that I didn't know. Start to value yourself. It's okay to say no sometimes. And those were things that really were just things that rung out to me. And same thing with Mark Cuban telling me, work smarter, not harder.
We're all trying to do that.
Yes. I worked like a hamster in a wheel like this in a place that I couldn't do anything.
That's why you need the Pomodoro.
Yes.
You need the
when
trick.
you were talking about that, I was going, I'm going to apply this to my life because I have so many different businesses that this is going to help.
So now you've come forward, you're doing the Connecticut Expo, and it's like the 3rd or 4th year here.
Yep.
The Health and Wellness Expo. Let me say it correctly so I don't get in
Stanford
trouble.
Health and Wellness Expo.
Stanford Health. Our friends at Stanford Health, who we love. And then you got this gig.
Yes, at the
Wall Street Theater.
Yeah, so again, one of my biggest loves is to be a director. Yeah. I direct shows, concerts, films. It's something that I absolutely love to do.
So you're formally trained in that?
It's something I just did naturally start doing, and I learned from the experience. And it's absolutely it's probably my favorite thing to do, next to dancing and Dance It Out. Those are my favorite things to do.
Yeah.
So I've directed one of my last ones I did was a huge concert for the We Sparkle show for a cancer support center called We Spark. And Tom Hanks was a host, and it was Britney Spears and the cast of Will and Grace, all these wonderful talent, singing and dancing. And so it's something that's in my background. So when I was at the Stanford Health and Wellness event, I met somebody who said, I'm on the board of this theater called the Wall Street Theater.
Yes.
She said, it's in Norwalk. It's being renovated. It's 1,000 standing room, 700 seated. And she goes, and they're looking for an artistic director. Would that be something you want to do? And she's like, would you come to the East Coast? And I'm like, well, little as you know, I've been trying to get back to the East Coast. I love the East Coast. But I was instantly interested.
There's a nice photo of it.
That's it. And so when they took me to it, it was just dirt. There was literally, that wasn't even put together yet. And so I'd gone through it. I'm like, wait a minute. They want me to uproot and move to Connecticut.
And look at what they're sending you to.
Yes. And it was just torn apart. It's a beautiful theater. It's 101 years old.
Well, now it's beautiful now.
Yeah, well, the thing was, 101 years old, the history behind it. Elvis has performed there. It was a silent picture house, a vaudeville house. They had a horrible flood, and then from there it shut down for 25 years. And so it's been revamped.
What's your dream there?
My dream there is to make it a venue that brings, back life to that part of the city. But also to bring Broadway and different things to that venue.
So it's not only going to be music; it's going to be theater.
It's everything. On our opening performance, I brought in 8 Broadway stars: Betty Buckley, Manny Gonzalez, the star of Hamilton; Telly Leung, who's a Latin on Broadway.
Wow.
Sharon Catherine Brown, my ex-wife, Broadway star. She's phenomenal. I brought all these Broadway performers in, and they did a concert. Macy Gray has done a concert there. Lone Star.
Since it's been reopened,
Since
Macy
it's been
Gray?
reopened.
Wow,
yeah.
good for you.
So that's what I first started with, and now we officially open now in October. And we have a show on Wednesday. Catapult is coming in. Mystic Bowie. Betty Buckley's going to do a one-night concert. Telly Leung's coming back. A whole Broadway series.
So you love this new gig?
I love it. I absolutely love
this.
it.
You can tell you love it.
You know why I love it too is because I have that aspect of it, and I just did a fitness event there, so I can, you can remove the chairs and people can dance and do fitness, and so we did a big Zumba event in the venue, so I can still do what I love doing.
So do you view yourself as somebody lucky, or do you view yourself as somebody that puts themselves in the way of opportunity and you favor the chance?
Well, it's funny because I don't really believe that there is well, it's funny. I don't believe that there's luck. I feel blessed. I feel grateful. But I also do know that I feel that I make opportunities. I think and I think that is something that people should know that you can do. If you want something, you have to find a way to make that happen. And meeting the right people also helps, because I can say, the woman who introduced me, Chris Georgopoulos, she has a company called Blue Sky Ideation, and what it is, it's exactly what you're talking about. It's connecting people. If you look and go, my dream is to become a director, you sit and she goes, well, let me help you with the puzzle pieces. Because a lot of us have these things that we want to do, but don't have those connecting puzzle pieces and the people who you can talk to, who can connect you to those things.
Sort of like design thinking, creative thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Very cool. So where are you taking this now? Where is it going?
So for me, Dance It Out's going to continue to grow. That's something that I will never stop. I love getting people to come in and to dance and to move, and to show them how movement can get them in shape, but also make them feel good. Watching dance improves dopamine levels in your brain, so you feel good when you do it. But also with the theater, I want to continue to grow the theater, and make this a successful theater that all the artists want to come to. It's a great spot because there's nothing in between it that does what we do. There's a couple of our competitors have all classic rock, but we do basically everything for the family. So I want to focus on that. On December 4th, I'm really excited. I want you guys all to come out. I'm directing a show at Madison Square Garden called One Night with the Stars.
Wow, that sounds very cool.
It's going to be incredible. It's over 20 celebrities, from Jenna Dewan Tatum to Jordan Sparks to Betty Buckley to Sharon Catherine Brown to Telly Leung, Manny Gonzalez, Sophia Carson. All these incredible stars are coming.
What are they doing there?
They're singing. They're going to sing. It's for a cancer benefit for Martino Cartier's Wigs and Wishes, which, by the way, I've done so many different benefits and cancer charity events.
And it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
And I have to tell you, this one is for, he donates wigs to women going through chemotherapy and grants wishes for kids with terminal cancer. And
wow.
I went to the first event. Paula Abdul brought me to the first one that she was performing at. And I literally, they finished the event and I just sat in the chair crying, going, I've never experienced something so emotional. It was such an emotional, beautiful event. And so I'm honored to direct this next one at Madison Square Garden, December 4th.
So you're going to find all that stuff on my social media. We're going to give you all the links to all the upcoming events that Billy is involved in producing, doing, etc. We're going to take a quick break, and guess what? When we come back, we might just experience some of these cool moves he's telling us about. It's The Drive, how you fuel your mind, your body, your spirit that creates the lifestyle you live. I'm so thankful that you fuel it here with us the first and third Tuesdays of every month here on the HN Network. We'll be right back. Thanks so much.
Wild Birds Unlimited.
At Wild Birds Unlimited of Brookfield, get expert advice from our certified bird feeding specialists. We offer always fresh, clean seed that will be sure to attract birds to your home feeder. Experience our excellent customer service. Open 7 days a week. Visit us at 317 Federal Road, Brookfield.
Wild Birds Unlimited. We bring people and nature together.
If you've ever thought about owning a motor coach or learning about what it's like to travel the open road in superior style and comfort, then contact Dave's RV Center in Danbury, Connecticut. Offering the best quality Class A motorhomes from Newmar, travel trailers and fifth wheel lines from Surveyor, and a toy hauler line from Work and Play. Choose from Newmar's Gas Line, Bay Star and Canyon Star, or from Newmar's Diesel Line, Ventana and Dutch Star. And with unparalleled service and maintenance, Dave's RV is committed to keeping you and your motor coach safely on the road and enjoying it to the fullest. Stop by their showroom, 2 Industrial Plaza Road, Danbury, Connecticut, or call 877-483-3866.
Whether you're looking for a great test prep program, tutoring to boost your grades, or a blast-off tour with the college of your dreams, C2 Education is here to help. There is nothing one-size-fits-all about our programs. We offer customized tutoring and test prep for each student. Call us today at 203-423-3328.
At Rings End, we say it's time to re-love your home. Time to refresh and reinvigorate the way you live. And whether you're redoing something big or small, remember the letters RE stand for Rings End. We're the new model in home remodeling.
UK Gourmet is the largest specialty grocer in the area, featuring food from England, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. Over 80 teas to choose from and a brilliant assortment of biscuits to go with them. Over 70 cheeses from grass-fed cows, which makes a smashing difference in taste. The creamiest chocolate you'll ever taste using no artificial colors or preservatives. So say hooray for UK Gourmet, 78 Stony Hill Road in Bethel, or visit ukgourmet.us.
It's Denise here on The Drive every first and third Tuesday of the month. It's how you fuel your mind, your body, your spirit that creates the lifestyle you live. And you know, we're talking about fitness today with Billy Blanks Jr. Well, he's got an incredible story. And you can find him at the Health and Wellness Expo, the Stanford Health and Wellness Expo, October 21st.
Yeah, 21st and 22nd.
And 22nd.
Yeah.
And tell us a little bit about that event, because it is a beautiful event. It's a big event. I know you're teaching classes, people can sign up, but tell us about the global look at that event.
Yeah, so it's a great event because there's about 100 plus exhibitors.
Yep.
There's food samplings, restaurants, all healthy restaurants. It's for the whole family.
There's rocket fuel down there.
There's scuba lessons, there's seminars, I'm going to be doing free classes, there's different celebrities you can take pictures with, ABC's coming down. So it's just a lot of stuff. What I really love about it is if you just want to come down and find out about nice products, it's funny, the first time I did it, walked by, because I'm normally kind of being rushed around everywhere, and saw this company that had these incredible fitness shoes that I've literally never, I bought them, and I think it's the same ones I've been wearing for the past 3 years.
Really?
Because they're so great, you know what I mean? So it's like, literally, there's just different things like that, from products to
cool new products,
screenings,
brands,
to food, and it's just 100 plus exhibitors.
And where is it being held? At the Chelsea Piers?
It's at the Chelsea Piers, yeah.
Cool.
And it's a blast. And I'm doing 2 classes, class on 1 o'clock on Saturday and 12:30 on Sunday, and they're free. So
okay. And so is it like a mob scene? Do we get people from all over the county?
Yeah, you get people from everywhere. People come in from New York too, because it's a really fun event.
Well, yeah, Stanford's so close to the border. And is it all ages? Can I bring Ava?
It's
15?
all ages. Oh yeah,
yeah.
Bring her. It's all ages.
Yeah.
And my son will be there.
Okay, great. And so who else might be there that we would know? I think there was a few other things I saw on the website.
I know that I know they have scuba lessons. I know ABC is going to be there. I'm not sure. I know sometimes they have one of the reporters there. I'm not sure if they do this year. But I know I'm going to be there, so for me, that's the thing. I want everybody to come out and try the class. We've been talking about dancing. You got to come out and try his class. And yeah, and the Dance It Out one, it's fun, and it's for all people. I was trying to tell her earlier, you know, Dr. Oz does it with me. Mr. T is the one that shocks everybody. He's not a dancer. He takes class. He used to watch my class, and it's the funniest thing. Come and see him take class.
You've got Mr. T and Dr. Oz doing the moves.
Isn't that
okay,
great?
Well, you know we're going to be doing the moves shortly with him, right? Just so you can wet your whistle before you go to the Health Expo. And who else? You told me behind, you know, before we went live, you had a few more clients that you taught.
I was Meredith Vieira's resident dance coach on her show, and so worked with her and her staff, which was a lot of fun. And then also, my favorite is Mr. T, for the reason being, He used to watch the class for almost 6 months, just watching it from outside the window. And I was like, you have to come in. And he's like, no, Billy, I'm not going to come in. You know, that's my bad Mr. T impersonation. He's like, I'm not going to come in there. I'm not a dancer, you know. And so I'm like, please come in. So he comes in the next week. He's like, I'm going to stay for 15 minutes and that's it.
And you better not tell anyone I was here.
Yes, but what was so great was he came in, and normally when somebody comes in for 15 minutes, they'll stand by the door because they're going to leave. He stood on the other side, so I was like, oh, okay, he really is going to do this. And so 15 minutes goes by, 30 minutes goes by, the whole class goes by, and he stayed, and he comes up to me after, and he goes, do you have a camera? And I'm like, yeah, my phone. And he goes, turn it on. And so I turn it on, and he does a free testimonial, which is the craziest thing. You know, nobody just does
He gave me
that.
a little social proof.
So he gets on the thing and he goes, I just want to say, I've never taken a fitness class in my whole life, and there's something about this class that made me feel good. He said, I'm not a dancer, and I'm not loose. He said, you know, he said, but something about this class, you know, he said, make me feel welcome. And he said, I'm going to come every day, every class. And he comes 3 times a week. You know what I mean? So
really?
Like, yes. And so.
Okay, that leads me to a next question. So those of us that have trepidation, now I'm the old disco dancer from way back when, so that wouldn't necessarily be me, but I know there are people in my family that be like, I'm not disco dancing. Yeah. Or anything that reminds me of that. What do you do to break down that barrier? Other than just show them? Like, how'd you get them to the water?
So the biggest thing for me is telling people to be open. It's the hardest thing for me because, you know, my biggest example is I was not a technical dancer. So I used to go to auditions and the technique dancers could stand next to me and do all these things. I could perform better than them because I loved it, but I couldn't do it technically. And so I used to get scared and kind of get to the back and leave. And Paula was the first one to look at me and go, who cares if you don't get every step? She's like, get one step and work that one step and watch what happens from that. And all of a sudden I started like freeing myself and picking it up. And so what I tell people is, even if you're not a dancer, if you think you have 2 left feet, okay,
or duck
Mr.
feet.
T is not a dancer, yes, just come in and just move, because even just step touching with us, you're gonna get a workout, but then from there, you'll start to go, oh, I got that step, oh, I got that step. And I watch people all the time go, I really was gonna leave. I wasn't gonna stay here because I didn't think I could do it, and they start to do it.
So what I hear is that
Be open.
You believe in people, and sometimes all it is you need one person to believe in you, one person to mentor you, one person to just kind of bring you out of your shell and say it's okay. Yeah. And we make a little joke on the show. We say we never should on each other. We don't put any should on you, and you don't should on me, and we all just try it, and we're going to go.
That's great.
So we are going to be right back after this break, and guess what we're going to do? We're going to learn.
And
we're going to learn how to dance. And
you have to dance with us.
You've got a couple minutes here. Clear your living room, your office, if you're watching us from your place of work. Okay, your boss can let you. Just say the Daily Drive is motivating you to move forward. You're going to be more productive. We'll be right back.
Bankwell combines the best personalized service with high-tech banking features for our customers' convenience. We pride ourselves on being a strong community partner. You don't settle for average in anything else you do. Why settle for an average bank? Don't just bank when you can bank well instead. Visit mybankwell.com for more. Manfredi New Canaan is celebrating 3 exceptional years selling Rolex watches and fine jewelry to the Fairfield County community. We appreciate all our loyal clients and look forward to welcoming and helping you discover the perfect gift to celebrate life's most important occasions.
At In Sports Trumbull, the game is always on inside. Registration is now open for our fitness training programs for high school athletes. The In Sports Performance Center is offering blast speed classes, athletic functional movement assessments, and both men's and women's elite speed and strength training. Our premier programs help bring athletes to the next level. Call 203-268-1214 for more information. Like and follow us on Facebook.
Now teeing off, Paul Miller from Miller Nissan in Fairfield.
Excuse me, Mr. Miller. What about my new Sentra?
Right now, lease a 2017 Sentra S for only $97 a month.
He is never going to retire.
Voted Best Gourmet to Go in Fairfield County, Palmer's extensive menu offers everything you'll need to make your next event easy and delicious. Whether you're hosting a small get-together or planning a large celebration, they've got you covered breakfast through dessert. Order online at palmersdarien.com or call 203-655-2077. Voted
Bankwell combines the best personalized service with high-tech banking features for our customers' convenience. We pride ourselves.
Wild Birds Unlimited.
At Wild Birds Unlimited of Brookfield, get expert advice from our certified bird feeding specialists. We offer always fresh, clean seed that will be sure to attract birds to your home feeder. Experience our excellent customer service. Open 7 days a week. Visit us at 317 Federal Road, Brookfield.
Wild Birds Unlimited, we bring people and nature together.
If you've ever thought about owning a motor coach or learning about what it's like to travel the open road in superior style and comfort, then contact Dave's RV Center in Danbury, Connecticut. Offering the best quality Class A motorhomes from Newmar, travel trailers and fifth wheel lines from Surveyor, and a toy hauler line from Work and Play. Choose from Newmar's Gas Line, Baystar and Canyon Star, or from Newmar's Diesel Line, Ventana and Dutch Star. And with unparalleled service and maintenance, Dave's RV is committed to keeping you and your motor coach safely on the road and enjoying it to the fullest. Stop by their showroom, 2 Industrial Plaza Road, Danbury, Connecticut, or call 877-483-3866.
Whether you're looking for a great test prep program, tutoring to boost your grades, or a blast-off tour with the college of your dreams, C2 Education is here to help. There is nothing one-size-fits-all about our programs. We offer customized tutoring and test prep for each student. Call us today at 203-423-3328.
At Rings End, we say it's time to re-love your home. Time to refresh and reinvigorate the way you live. And whether you're redoing something big or small, remember the letters RE stand for Rings End. We're the new model in home remodeling.
UK Gourmet is the largest specialty grocer in the area, featuring food from England, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. Over 80 teas to choose from and a brilliant assortment of biscuits to go with them. Over 70 cheeses from grass-fed cows, which makes a smashing difference in taste. The creamiest chocolate you'll ever taste using no artificial colors or preservatives. So say hooray for UK Gourmet, 78 Stony Hill Road in Bethel, or visit ukgourmet.us.
UK. Ready?
Oh, we're back. We're back. We're going to show you some moves from your signature series. And here I'm going to learn a combination.
Yes, we're going to.
Okay.
I'll show you some moves first, and then we'll make you do the combo. Okay. And if you're at home watching, stand up with us and just move. Okay.
Come on. If I can do this, you can do this.
Doesn't have to be perfect. Here we go. You ready?
Right.
All right. So we're going to start 7 steps. There we go. Step. Just like that. Now, first we're going to roll it out. Roll it out. Like this. Roll. All the way over. Just like that. So we're rolling it. Roll.
I hope my daughter's not blasting this on Instagram.
So we're doing a little hip hop first, okay? So the next step we're going to do, this one, we're just going to start and get an attitude. So shoulder, down, say what's up. Again, here we go. So shoulder, down, say what's up. Okay, here we go. And shoulder, down, what's up. You got it. Now get ready to get fast. Down, what's up. Now fast. Here we go. Shoulder, down, what's up. What? Shoulder, down, what's up. Shoulder down, what's up? There you go. And shoulder down. Now back to the beginning. Roll it out. Roll. 3. Now shoulder down. Go. Shoulder down. What's up? You got it. Shoulder down. What's up? All right. Now watch this. Step. Right here. The next one is really easy. We're doing hip hop music right now.
Okay, good.
So you're gonna punch up like this with the hand. You're gonna go and single, double, single, double.
Oh, that seems like a little Paula.
Yeah.
See a little Paula coming through there.
Fun,
I don't know if I'm too good at that.
Single. Single. Double. There you go. Single. Are you doing it with us? All right. So back to the beginning. Roll it out. Shoulder down. Shoulder down. What's up? Shoulder down. Now punch. So single, double.
Instead of watching when you're lefty, I might just kind of make it my own.
No, and that's fine. See, the whole point is you just keep moving. So step. All right. So we got that one, right? Now from here, I want you to try something. From here, you're going to bring it forward. We call this the beat. You're going to go like this. So step, and step into the front. Just like this. Just like that. So you learn some hip hop steps right now. You don't have to be perfect. You step front, bam.
There's age.
Mess up.
Oh, there's no age required. We said that before on the other break. Okay, good.
And if you mess up, you just shake it. All right? So
Well, that I can do.
all right, so now we're going to go back to the top. What was the first step?
Love it.
Right? Here we go. Roll. Now shoulder down. What's up? Shoulder down. What's up? You going? Shoulder down. What's up? What was next? The punch. Here we go. Single, double. Single, double.
Oh, I got
single. It's all right. Keep going. Single. Now, B-boy. We go here. Here. Got it. That's it.
Better turn up the AC in the network.
Yes. So now, look. You see this step right here? So we do the same thing, but you just make this volley. You take your hands like this. You reach them up.
My friend Sabina would love this in little volley move.
Just like that. Bounce those arms. Just like that. Yes. So when you raise the arms above the heart, then you bring up the cardio. You don't have to jump. All you have to do is move those arms.
Easy on your knees. Look, guys, I have no shoes on.
Yes. Just like that. All right, so now we're going back to the beginning. She learned the whole routine. Here we go.
Oh, boy.
From the row. 5, 6, 7, we go. Row it out. Row it out. Row it out. Shoulder down. Shoulder down. What's up? Shoulder down. What's up? Again. Shoulder down. What's up? One more. Now punch it up. Left arm. So single, double. Single, double. We got single, madam. And single, B-boy. Here we go. Step, B-boy. Boom. Bam. Yes. You got it.
This is like Emerald without the cooking.
Now, what's the last one we did? I forgot it. What is it? See, this man.
That one volley?
Yes, Bollywood. Here we go. So bam, and bam, and bam.
I like the music.
So now it's time for us to do some disco. All right? We're putting the disco one.
Okay.
So
listen.
scratch that one. Are you ready?
How is this living on YouTube forever?
All right. So
Okay.
for disco, you know this. Okay,
I love
but I want you to cheese it up with us. So you gotta get up with us at home. You ready? So cheese it up.
Cheese it up.
So here we go. Just want to hear music first. Okay, step up. We step here. Our first step is going to be so easy. We're going to do this. Okay. You go hip, 2, 3, 4. Now watch. Roller coaster. 1, 2, 3.
I tell Ava not to do this in public, and now Mother's doing it on TV.
Hip, roller coaster. 1, 2. That's the first step. 5, 6, around the head.
What?
Yes, you got it. Only you want to get crazy. Here we go. Roller coaster.
Roller coaster.
So now from here, watch this. Go hip.
Hip.
Do the sprinkler. Sprinkler.
There's names for these things. Yes, I don't know.
This is sprinkler, right? So 1 and 2. That's it. 3 and 4. Sprinkler. And now watch this. Look. Step. Just like
I'm
this.
making this out at Aunt Pat's Thanksgiving
Now I
party.
want you to reach it up. Now who's this one? We're doing a little Travolta.
Oh, yeah.
We groove and point and point. Yes.
If you guys aren't coming to the Stanford Health Expo, you're not.
I love it because disco, you feel the groove like a bell right now, right? Alright, so next one. So watch this. Turn side just like this. Up and down. Up and down. Up and down. Now go. Up and down. Up and down. That's it. So you gotta cheese it up. Cheese. Now switch sides. Here we go. And up and down.
All the things I tell Ava not to do. Cheese it up, babe.
So we're doing no routine now. We're just doing steps. And up. Yes. Now go back to the first step you did. Here. You got it. Now the next one, watch it.
Am I confused?
Are you confused? You're working it, okay? Alright? So watch this. The next one we go with this. Here we go. And sit hit tight. Other side. And sit. Hit tight. You got it. And sit. See, dance it out is all these different styles of dance. And all these different things in the body. Hit tight.
I told no one that we don't shit on each other here, but this is just going to be on YouTube forever. Okay, good.
What you're doing, and here now, let's booty bump. Here we go.
Ooh. This is definitely something I don't allow at my house.
This is booty bumping. Alright, here's the last one. You gotta do this one for the camera, just for fun.
Okay.
Since this is living on this forever, right?
Okay. Oh, yeah, well, we broke all boundaries.
Watch this. This is the love. Heels. Rocking your heels, right?
Yeah.
Just the heels, nothing else. Watch this thing. The heels. Faster heels, right? Now watch this. Arms up. Now faster heels. That's the booty shake. Yes, she did the booty shake. I tricked her into that one. She knows it's coming.
Okay, if you didn't fuel your mind, your body, your spirit today, you will never. Thanks so much,
Thank you
Billy
so much.
Blanks Jr.
So cool.
What a great guest.
Thank you.
Guys, you got to check him out. BillyBlanksJr.com.
Yes.
DanceItOut.com.
Yeah.
DanceItOut.com. Sign up for his class. You got to go down to the Stanford Health Connecticut Wellness Expo, October 21st, 22nd. If you like it, share it. If you're thinking about being a guest on the drive, go to DeniseDiGrigoli.com. Go to shows. Go down to Want to Be a Guest and tell us about yourself. I'd love to see you, especially if you got this kind of chutzpah. It's how you feel your mind, your body, your spirit. Thanks for tuning in the first and third Tuesdays. Follow us on social media. We're going to post this later so I can be seen making a fool of myself. No, just kidding. It was cool.
But
it
you
was
see,
great.
and that's the most important thing.
It was very cool.
You're
And
awesome.
I'm being facetious. Very cool. And that little bit of movement really does get your heart going.
Yeah.
And it's just that little bit of fun.
Yeah.
10 minutes a day, right?
Yep, that's it.
10 minutes a day.
That's it.
Keeps your life longer. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Thanks so much, everybody.
Later.